Hi, everybody. My name is Damian Haynes, and it's been a week since the Republican coalition ticket has won the election. This includes prominent political figures and economic figures like Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek Ramaswamy, and RFK Jr. This is going to be so enormous and unprecedented when it comes to our country and the administrative state that I don't know if we fully comprehend or understand what's going to be coming. If we look at it from a factual standpoint, right? And we can start with the man in the high castle, the man who's on top, right? The soon-to-be president, Donald Trump. He was in office in 2016 to 2020. He played ball with the deep state, and they shot him on the foot. They threw him under the bus. And then they ran a campaign to throw him in jail for 4 years after he got kicked out of the office. And then they tried to kill him, too. Whether or not it was the deep state or just other political activists remains to be seen. It's still a little fishy what happened when he got shot. Moving on from that, though, we look at other figures like Elon Musk. When Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X, he had mass layoffs, and he has stated that he enjoys, I don't know if he stated factually that he's enjoyed, but he has stated that you need that there's a necessity when it comes to clearing out house and getting rid of people who don't do anything, who aren't contributing and aren't being productive for the actual system, right? Then you have Vivek Ramaswamy. When he ran in the presidential primaries for the Republicans, he stated that he wanted to have mass layoffs for the federal government, up to, I think, like 60 and 80% layoffs where people get fired and not rehired. And now you have RFK in the same similar boat, right? And he stated recently, and you can see it from this New York Post article, that he wanted to fire at least 600 people and replace them at the NIH. And what we're going to really find out in the next 4 years, and I don't think we'll really see the consequences of this for generations, especially when it comes to our healthcare, is that these mass layoffs, these firings, and maybe this not getting rid of the positions entirely or replacing them with people who are better suited for those positions who aren't cronies, is that for the first time in generations, our healthcare is going to be taken seriously. It's going to be improving. We'll have better health than our parents. We'll have better health than our grandparents. Won't be eating trash like red 40 dye or yellow 5 or cornstarch and corn syrup in every meal you eat, or any of these other artificial sweeteners or chemicals that they're throwing into our food that give us cancers, increase our sluggishness, and all these other side effects, right? And so what I think is when you have people like Donald Trump who've already been slapped in the face and shot, literally, and then you have people like Elon Musk, Vivek, and RFK who've called for these firings and also have a disdain for inept and corrupt elected officials, or in a lot of cases the D state, which would be unelected, people who are appointed, is that we're going to have these mass firings, this clean out of all this bureaucratic mess that has just destroyed our country. You go to the store, right? You look at a bag of candy, you look at a bag of cereal, try to buy Gatorade, and it has all these chemicals in it and all these extra artificial colorings that give you cancer for no reason. There's no reason to put them there, but our government allows it while other governments don't. And so what I think we're really going to see from this administration, and what we should really be celebrating, is that there's going to be these mass layoffs, like I stated, right? But for the first time ever, we're actually going to have our food under control. The FDA might actually do something. The NIH might actually do something. And to really kind of highlight that information, I want to show you a quote from RFK, who still hasn't been officially announced as the head of the NIH. So it's unknown whether or not he'll be that department head for it, right? Or how much of a role, what really has been stated as his official capacity within the White House, right? But we do know he's going to be within that transition team. We do know he's going to have a massive impact within the White House, as he has been working closely with Trump, and Trump has stated as such, right? So what I want to show is kind of RFK's own words, to kind of highlight how important and significant these potential firings and impact that these political employees, these political talking heads like Elon Musk and RFK and Vivek and other people around Donald Trump, the MAGA team, Make America Great, is going to have by firing these people, right? So if you look at it here, at a recent event at the Genius Network annual event, RFK stated, "We need to act fast, and we need to have those people in place on January 20th, so that on January 21st, 600 people are going to walk into those offices at NIH, and 600 people are going to leave," right? So RFK has already stated that he wants to replace 600 employees on day one of Trump's administration. And if you further down this article, right, when RFK is talking about when Trump's looking at different employees, looking at which ones he wants and try to decide, RFK has stated that Elon Musk is in that room with him, right? So the former presidential candidate noted that he and his daughter-in-law, Fox Kennedy, and billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk are among the people in the room when Trump is making personal decisions, right? So it really does kind of highlight the fact that there is this strong push and strong presence around Trump to really fire people, to get bad people out. That it's not just Trump this time that wants to get rid of them, but Trump is surrounding himself personally with people who are not pro deep state, who are pro getting rid of what we would call like the revolving door, right? Of Washington politics, where one person comes in, one person goes out, but it never changes, right? And what we're gonna have is potentially a healthy country. Among the other things that we're potentially gonna have, right? RFK has already stated that he thinks that his uncle and his father were killed by the CIA. At least his uncle for sure. And we have Trump, who has a rather peculiar situation with Secret Service with his attempted assassination, right? And then you have Elon Musk, who's already had issues with the deep state, who've targeted him politically, and already he's been targeted politically in other countries for his avid support of free speech. And then you have Vivek, who has stated that he wanted to fire up to 60%, if not more, of federal employees and not replace them entirely. Now, Vivek's position within Trump's administration isn't as strong as, say, Elon Musk or RFK. He still has a presence there. And what we should really, again, support and continue supporting is that for the first time in generations, we could be healthier than our parents. We won't be riddled with cancer. We won't be riddled with all these extra chemicals or processed goods within our food. We can have actual food. I want to go to the store. I want to be able to be able to buy a bag of chips and not have to look at it and go red 40, red, yellow 5. I don't know what that chemical is. I don't know what this chemical is. I don't know what that chemical is. I'm buying a bag of potato chips. Potatoes, salt. That's all it is. Why is there a need for any other chemicals in there? It's not that difficult. I don't need to eat the cornstarch. I didn't need the corn syrup. You can't even buy anything now without corn syrup or cornstarch in it. It's difficult. So we should really be supporting Trump's transition team, really kind of pushing for RFK to get ahead in NIH, pushing for Trump to continue to support people like RFK, Elon Musk, and Vivek within his administration, so that way we can get these people fired, get them out, get them replaced, if we not entirely get rid of their position entirely. And we can see that with other things he stated before the election. He stated that he was going to get rid of the Department of Education and give it back to the states, which again would be another implementation of just firing people. You're giving rid of a whole department altogether, just getting rid of it and giving it back to the states. And of course, you'll have states like California who take the opportunity to go as woke and belligerent as possible with their education, but you'll have states that could be more reasonable, like Texas, Montana, or even swing states, say like Ohio, who have a chance to actually educate their children instead of being held hostage by the federal government where they have no political power. Texas would be kind of overstreets there. They at least have electoral and congressional power, but other states like, say, Montana have none. So it really gives us a chance on a state level to have control over that. And the same goes for healthcare. If we can gain control of our personal health choices and actually be able to eat healthy at the food market, it costs so much money to buy healthy food. Every time I go to the grocery store and I just want to buy vegetables, a week's worth of vegetables like $50, $60, and it's me and my wife. It's expensive, but I can buy Fruit Loops with all the poison within it and eat that for a whole week for less than 30. It's ridiculous. And we should really be standing up to that, and I'm glad that Donald Trump's coalition ticket won. I'm glad that the American people supported it overwhelmingly and gave it the popular mandate. And I'm glad that he surrounded himself by people who want to fire these terrible influences within government and maybe not entirely get rid of those positions, but replace them with people who are good, like RFK is suggesting to do with the NIH. And fire 600 bad employees, replace them with 600 good employees. If we can redirect the NIH to actually support American healthcare in a productive and meaningful manner, we can actually be healthy and not be obese or full of cancers or full of all these other mental illnesses and side effects and all this other junk, right? And you can track this for other things too if you look at it, like say the woke nature of a lot of these places, and you track some like hormonal imbalances that come from our food or microplastics within our microplastics, heavy metals, etc., right? From our food and water systems, and it doesn't track well. But if you put people back on a healthy diet, you put them back where their body's natural balance is natural and healthy, right? There isn't as much of a woke or I would say woke health style, right? That creates these transvestites or other side effects that kind of like messes with the mind. Same with fluoride. We put fluoride in the water, and fluoride makes you dumb. It affects your IQ. And we put you can buy baby water with fluoride in it. It's ridiculous. Why would you give your baby fluoride, right? We need someone in that position that can stop that. So really, all I really want to do is just talk about that coalition ticket, the people getting fired, and I really want to kind of support RFK and get into the office because, frankly, we need him, or we're all just going to continually suffer and slowly wither away. Because that's frankly what's happening to our country, in part because of what we put in our food, on our plates. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment. Let me know how I did and what you think. And as always, see you tomorrow. Bye.